The elevator was fairly old. 50s, 60s was my guess. I'm no expert by any means, but it was a Westinghouse model, and I believe it's common knowledge that they had black buttons on their elevators back then. The man was nervous, sweat running down his face, heavy breathing, fingers constantly pounding on the emergency button. He was an elderly gentleman, fine suit, shoes sparkling like stars in the dim light. "It'll be fine," I said reassuringly. "How do you know?" he mumbled annoyedly. The elevator had stopped between floors 9 and 10, suddenly and rather brutally. We could hear the engine struggling, loud screeching moans. And I suppose anxiety is a rather natural emotion given the circumstances. "When I was a child," I said, tugging on the man's sleeve gently, "about 8 or 9, I found myself in a similar situation, going up, up, up. Then what? Then nothing. It just stopped. Just like now." The old man shuffled back and forth restlessly, his nervous gaze shifting between me and the emergency button. "And? Well, I'm here now, aren't I?" I said cheerfully. He nodded weakly, a slight smile manifesting on his face. "Wait," he wrinkled his brow. You were a child when it happened?" "Yes." "But, he muttered. "You're a child now." I'm not sure if he noticed me grinning widely before the lights went out, but his terrified scream might be an indicator that he did. Moments later, the elevator jolted back into action with an uncanny metallic roar, and I watched the flashing floor buttons in silence as it descended at an ever-increasing speed. 9. 8. 7. "Why is it going down?" the old man yelled. 6. 5. 4. 1. "It's going precisely where it's meant to be," I answered. "Ground level. Basement." The elevator stopped abruptly as it arrived on the basement floor. The old man staggered clumsily into the wall, then fell on his back with some force. The light flickered back on, and I sat down facing him. "Are you ready?" I asked calmly. "Ready?" he stammered pathetically. "What do you mean?" "For the final descent," I shrugged. "It's coming whether you're ready or not." Before he had time to reply, the elevator dropped. There's just no way to explain how. It's beyond physics, beyond concepts like time and space. It falls for hours, days, weeks, years, until we're there, at the very bottom floor, the basement of basements. And then it stops. "Where are we?" the man mumbled, his ashen face drained of all life. "What's behind the door?" "I've never looked," I said. "I'm just the operator, but I can assure you it's nowhere good. I don't pretend to know their crimes, their unspeakable acts of cruelty and evil, gruesome perversions and corruption. I just know they're all guilty, and that the guilty needs punishing." I close my eyes as the door opens. I cover my ears as the tormented screams permeate the air. And then I return to work.